I mean, first of all, today's a good representation of the 76D. Wouldn't you say so?
Yeah, I agree.
And why is that?
Well, that's because we're running through it.
That's right.
Yeah, we got all this gear here. We might as well put it to use. So we got the SM7s going through the V1290 preamps direct right into the 76Ds.
Yes. Good start to the year.
Yep.
Right? Everybody does.
Yeah.
Everybody deserves a little D in their life.
Yeah.
So for referencing vocals, dialogue, this would be a good podcast episode for everybody to check out because we're using the 76Ds.
Yep.
And on that note, welcome to episode 6 of The Sonic Truth, everybody. How's your week been, man?
Pretty good. How's yours?
I can't complain. This week has been phenomenal. Business, work, staying busy, creative. And you were out of town last week.
I sure was.
Where were you? Everybody missed you.
thought I was going to Winter NAMM, but that got canceled. So we just still went out there and just had fun. So
good times. You did the 3-day 3-park?
Yeah. I went to the national parks 3 days in a row there. So that was nice.
Got to experience any wildlife when you were out there?
Not too much because it's winter time. So
tumbleweed?
Nah, maybe a little bit of that.
A little bit of that?
Yeah, a little desert sands and, went from the desert one day to snow the next day. So
I'm sorry to change subject here, but
I did see an R2-D2 out in the wild.
What?
Yes, at Death Valley.
Wait a minute, just random out in the middle of nowhere,
yes.
an R2-D2
Yeah.
You have footage of that?
I do, yes. And it was moving and everything. It wasn't like, it was like a straight, replica or like whatever.
What did they find a few months back in Nevada? I can't even think of the name of it. Teleport people from, they claim.
Like it was up there and then it got taken down.
Correct, and they disappeared like a week or two later, and then they found one in Scotland like a week later, and all this stuff. But I don't think anybody's ever found an R2-D2. It was moving on its own.
Yeah.
It wasn't the move. I mean, the wind moving it.
It was like down in a valley. Yeah, we were at Artist Palette in Death Valley, and there was an R2-D2 there that was just like down in the valley. And
you
just
wait for
moving,
wait for C-3PO to come out.
$25,000. You can get one of your own.
That's right.
What, $25,000 for an R2-D2?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yep.
From Disney.
I better get my beer from the fridge then.
Fun fact of the week: $25,000 buys you an R2-D2.
Save up for that after you buy gear. Oh damn! Get it bedazzled out. I gotta say a story here. Watching our good friend Trevor on the ground there reminds me of a session back in about 2004 that took place 2006 took place in New Smyrna Beach. I got called by a mutual friend of ours, Billy Chapin.
Yep.
Shout out Billy over at Static Magazine. And he asked me, he's like, hey, Jay, I got a client coming in. We need some urban production. I'm like, all right, cool. What you got? I think you may know the guy or may not, but I'll surprise you when you get here. I'm like, all right, cool. So I get over there and they're like, yo, we want something like that Lil Jon record. I'm like, oh, here we go with that Comparisitis. And it ends up being Jordan Knight from New Kids on the Block.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. And throughout the session, he was writing with his manager for the song that we were writing. And about an hour later, he goes, I'm going to be right back. And he goes out to his car. And he comes back in with a rubber mat and a small ball about yet big. And my friend and I look at each other and we're like, what the fuck is he doing? Oh, he starts working out right there in the middle of the recording session. Laying down like Trevor is right here. Doing sit-ups, doing push. No, I understand you're not doing it, but it definitely reminds me of a time when I'm working on a song and the artist I'm working with decides to take a break, but insists we continue working, and he's doing a full workout session right there in the control room. That happened to you?
I can't say that it has. No.
So
that's usually not the top priority when you're in a control room.
Experiences going back on the boy band stories. But
yeah.
Usually, if someone's laying down during a session, they're doing what I'm doing.
yeah, well, yeah, usually,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, usually they're laying down for the same reason Trevor's laying down right now.
You know, it's to rest.
Yeah.
Per se, not
Still
from
a little
hard
early.
night before.
Too much of something.
Too much of,
Yeah.
Too much of something.
Yeah, that's why they're laying down in the control room. Yeah, not to work out.
But it actually turned out to be a really cool song. It never really did anything, but that was a memory that will never leave my brain. New kids on the block. So having too much of something can be a good thing, right? Sometimes, depending on what that good thing could be. Like maybe a new piece of equipment that's going to be released soon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we keep teasing this Golden 58 tube preamp, and I think people are getting a little tired probably of us teasing it so much, but it's fun. We're having a good time with it, and we're actually just waiting on the video demo, and then we're gonna just have the first drop
Launch
on them.
it.
Yeah, we may just keep it the first drop, on the DL a little bit for people that are on the email list or something like that, just because usually when we release a new product, there's a heavier demand, and they do take a while to build. So, having, we'll probably just drop, 10 or 15 to start and, get a couple out in the wild.
Love it. Now, I do know in our previous podcast with Benny, during our intermission, you and he spoke briefly about some of, your creative process on the technical side of it. So maybe could you go a little bit more about what I like to call the Goldie, but the proper name is the...
Oh, Golden 58. Yes.
Golden 58.
Yeah. Well, we were thinking about calling it Goldie for a while. That's kind of its nickname, around here. But Golden 58 is, that's based around the famous EF86 tube. The 5879 is actually the U.S. military equivalent of that tube. And that's like what the circuit is based around. It is an all original circuit, but we wanted something that was original, but still kind of harkened back to those 60s British preamps, the old Telefunkens, the old Reds, and that were very, had that famous iconic sound. So having that sort of architecture, but, integrated with the more original design was the goal with this. And then also having it be 2-channel, 2-rack units high, having, all... a basic great preamp that doesn't have too many bells and whistles, but has the right bells and whistles. We got a separate line input jacks on the back where you can toggle in between, line and mic right there. You can keep them both connected and just toggle between them right there on the front panel, which is super handy. All the, typical features you'd have, pad or phase, all that. So
it's like Goldie's almost a double agent because it has two features.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can use it on your mix bus, or, it's so great with condenser mics. So,
amazing.
Yeah, the amount of character this thing has. And then, not to mention, new old stock transformers. So,
bonus.
Yep.
Love it. So, please stay tuned and look for that coming very soon. And we're hoping, maybe in a week, 2 weeks?
Yeah, we're really close.
On that edge.
Yeah, we're on that precipice for sure.
So,
yeah.
Definitely. Now, during a creative session, have you ever seen anybody try to probably stop the room from spinning, maybe? We see our hands are trying to balance ourselves. Oh, hey, Trevor, how are you doing?
Oh, hey.
Are you okay?
The room's not spinning.
The room's not spinning now?
I'm trying to get my insides to stop spinning.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, it's not
Well, the restroom is way over that way if you need to use it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Don't kill the audio.
I would go outside.
Don't kill the Audioscape toilet again.
No.
No.
It gurgles. You know how it can get.
Yeah.
No, I don't think there's anything left in me. So
No, okay. Well, that's good.
it should be good.
Yeah.
I have my V8s.
He has his V8s. Don't worry. Trevor's going to share his stories from yesterday. He went to, I'll let him share the stories.
Yeah.
About that. But I think what we're going to do, I'm going to introduce a little segment here, something about music news. Around the world,
Music news around the world.
Music
We're
news.
like Antarctica music news.
Well, maybe we could establish that news article. I don't think we'd have anything there yet. But let me scroll through some of these odd news stories relating to music that I found. A couple of them I found quite interesting. The first one actually comes out here from Huntsville, Alabama.
That's not too far.
No, it's not too far. Trust me, as you get older, you're going to need these because, damn, I'm blind as a bat. It's a good thing my job requires ears.
Alabama, scariest state I've ever played a show in.
Uh-oh. We'll hear about the Alabama story.
Yeah.
So, here, check this out. Huntsville is named the city's first music officer.
Wow.
Okay. After months-long national search that yielded hundreds of applicants, the city of Huntsville has named its first music officer. Matt Mandrella made his way to Huntsville by way of Memphis, Tennessee, where he worked as a marketing and projects manager for Elvis's Graceland.
Wow.
Now, this is actually kind of cool. He's Alabamian through, forgive me if I mispronounce that, through hailing from Mobile, went to the University of South Alabama. He's an advocate for the city's growing music sector and will help oversee music-related strategic planning initiatives and economic opportunities. So, he's helping to cultivate a vibrant music economy in the city. What do you feel about that?
I think that's pretty interesting. I don't know. Like I think that's, it'd be interesting to see if that trend continues in other cities. That's a unique, cool idea.
A music city manager. I wonder how much competition he would have against promoters, or if he would have to probably go into business with a lot of promoters.
Yeah,
But-
probably have to work hand in hand.
I don't see that being a bad thing. I think that's a great opportunity for, if it's going to help local musicians, maybe if there's some business initiatives, some tax breaks for maybe some recording studios or music education schools, maybe if he helps facilitate that for some of the local businesses, that'd be amazing as well. I'm going to continue to follow this story.
Yeah, I think it's interesting to see things like this happen as the landscape around the business of music, changes and shifts, into the new century. Basically, everything sort of just changed. Like it feels like to us overnight because we're older, but
There's been
it's
a lot of movement in a short amount of time, too.
Yeah.
But it's really good to hear. Now, there is another story, shifting lanes here, about also not Alabama, but just north of Alabama is Tennessee. I don't know if you've heard about this, Trevor, but the Tennessee Supreme Court could decide the fate of a Nashville's home recording studio. Correct. On this past Wednesday, the court heard oral arguments on a lawsuit challenging Nashville's restrictions on client visits to home-based businesses. Now, this is not pandemic-related. This has been going on prior to the pandemic.
wow.
Okay? This gentleman says, I've been doing business here for 30 years. I've already sunk my entire life's career and family into this studio. For me and most people I know, we can't stop making music. We are artists, and this is what we love to do. In 2015, it was the year Nashville's code enforcement informed him that the law had barred him from recording musicians that pay him to record at his home. He would be allowed up to, I believe, 6 clients.
What, per year?
And I believe that's, okay, here we go. It can now have, historic homes can have up to 12 more clients a day than what his studio
Oh, gotcha.
can have.
Is that, so that's just per day, 6 clients? Okay. I was going to say.
But what if you have a 7-piece band? Do they consider that one paying client, or is that 7 paying clients?
It just seems like unnecessary red tape,
And it's been going on since 2015. It is now into the Supreme Court. During the hearing, the justices spent most of their time exploring whether Shaw has been given that Nashville has lifted its blanket prohibition. Well, if so, then why? This is still pending. And this is in the city of Nashville. Now, I know, like, in most cities, when you say I live in a city of Chicago.
Like, that's their thing.
Yeah, I mean,
like, that's
Nashville's thing.
How many, like,
I have a home recording studio, and I've had a home recording studio for the past 12 years.
yeah.
Could you imagine just the city letting you know, oh, by the way, this pulse town that is so vibrant right now.
Like, that's what, yeah. One of the main, if not the main thing Nashville's known for is music, you know?
Gosh, and we'd love to hear your guys' feedback on this for people who live in Nashville. You know, are you familiar with this story at all on the local scene? Because when I first read about it, I just couldn't believe it. You know, I mean,
that is unbelievable.
Very tough situation to be in. So hopefully the Supreme Court will rule in his favor. What time will come?
Yeah, let's follow that. Let's get an update. You know, do you know when the case, does it say in the article when the case is going to be heard?
Well, this article was released on the 27th.
So it's probably
2 days ago. 3 days ago. Let's see here.
Probably going to be a minute then.
There is an improvement where they allowed 12, but that's an attorney for the Supreme Court that while the ordinance is ambiguous, her interpretation that there will be no restrictions once the law expires. The law is set to expire in 2022.
Oh.
However, it doesn't give a specific date. So he's in a situation, do I continue the lawsuit?
Or just wait
which
to
he's
play the
still
waiting game?
considering by the law violating himself, or does he wait until the law and hope nobody pursues it during the time it's still active?
Yeah, probably, you know.
Shit. Good luck, my friend. Absolutely. We'll leave the link to that below in the description so you guys can check out this article. But damn, tough day for him.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
All right, and here's some news that kind of blew my mind. Hey, did you know that is old music really crowding out new music and sales and everything? Because did you know that old music, which is basically considered 10 years or older, represents 70% of the U.S. music market?
Wow.
Okay. So it means 30... Well, that's a little bit of what's out there. But think of that. 70% of everything that's consumed out there right now is old material. What was that to say about the creative process the past decade? Think it's gotten a little dumbed down? Think people have relied too much on computers, programming too much? Sorry, I'm kind of letting my grievances out on this, but I think that has a lot to do with it. Music is meant to be built from the soul inside out. I understand the computer could be a tool. I get that. But at the moment in time you tell the computer to do what to do for you, maybe that's why people are listening to 70% more of the old music than today's current music.
It's interesting. It's very, you know, everybody's, you know, has basically, and it, when all the old music was being made, they had old studios that had tools unique to them. And now everyone has tools that are exactly the same.
Same. Everything.
So everybody, for the most part, has the same sound banks.
I'd say the mass majority. If we're talking about the local musicians from years ago, I'd be like, I got the 4-track at home. Well, now it's like everybody's got Pro Tools, everybody's got Logic, everybody's got Cubase.
Well, yeah, and
DP.
then not to mention, all the sounds. You know, even if you customize things to a certain degree, you're still building a lot of things in the same engine.
Yeah,
you know, especially if it's in the box. So
it's true. And I think too, convenience too. You got websites like Splice. Hey, that's great if you want to get a sample. Like if you want to get a snare hit, if you're looking for like a bass drop, you're looking for like a string hit, a certain specific sample. Great, that's fantastic. But once you rely on these sound library websites for your full composition, which is happening all over the map, it's exactly why people are listening to old music. Because it's become available. As a producer, when I worked under Manuel, who has 25 #1 records as a songwriter, he said, Jay, it's about the song. You can encapsulate the production around the song. And you want to take it country, you take it country. You want to take it rock, you can take it rock. But if you're building the production first and then the song, it's not going to have a lifespan to it.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening nowadays, man. Everybody's just putting together, here, just take from here, bank, blah, blah, blah. I get the convenience but that's what I call fast food music.
Yeah, and with the convenience, everything's just too perfect. And people, the word that people, that what they look for in songs or anything, whether it's equipment, is character.
Thank you. Yeah,
and it kills the character when everything's just too perfect. And with character is flaws. And it's the right kind of perfect flaws that make things stick out. And so many times it's hard because people get used to things being so perfect, and especially with analog hardware.
Yeah,
you want the perfect flaws. You want some quirks. You want some things that aren't just exactly the same every single time.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we're collectively working on a project, and we listened to something the other day, and you're like, you know what? I kind of like the imperfections. And I'm like, agree. It brings the human element to the song.
Yeah, you can't lose that.
And that's the beauty of it. So we'll see where the market takes us. But and that's what they're claiming. 70% of the market is being listened to old music.
Everybody likes that copy paste.
Right? Exactly. Copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. Golly.
Yeah.
I segment once, just double it.
Yeah.
Hey, and we're going to, right? And we got Trevor coming up here soon here, so sit tight.
Once he's able to get up off the floor.
Yeah, I know he's doing, working on what is that, the Pilates?
Is he working the glutes?
The glutes. Working the glutes. All right. Stretch 1, 2. That's good. All right, here's another new one. How much confidence you guys have in this whole NFT world, Decentraland and Sandbox and everything like that?
I'll sell you one.
Yeah, right? Because, last week...
I have a lot of confidence if I'm selling it, and zero confidence if I'm buying it.
I love how, they say Web 3.0 is going to be more, you own it. You own it, by a dictatorship. Anyway, so Sandbox and Warner Music Group plan to create a music-themed land. Where they're going to have virtual concerts and virtual interactions with all their music artists. It's their first entry into the NFT realm. And we shall see where it takes it. Because last week, $106 million of empty real estate was sold in the metaverse.
So how is the real estate expandable on their end to just sell? Is it just completely vast?
I don't know.
That's my first question.
If they're going to have concerts, right? If they're buying a land, do I have to then buy a seat and own just that seat? Does anybody else have access to the one seat you're making available? Is it going to be like a venue where you just bring people in and out all the time with goggles on?
It just seems like a lot of questions to answer to even get people to pony up or just come to the plate. Like right there, the questions you're asking, it's like...
They can say, well, the options are limitless. Well, that's the problem. They're fucking limitless.
Yeah.
Sorry. They're just limitless.
For sure. And, until somebody, it could become a thing when somebody finds a way to make it, part of, the pandemic helped, for instance, with QR codes. Now they have definitely become a standard. But before the pandemic, it was, not so common. So...
I think this is getting too far ahead of the game because what they're running into is they're not getting they can't get people to develop these worlds. They don't have any modelers developing them. Like we could have it running now, but we can't find people to build it.
Wow.
There's not enough resources of people to know how to build this. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see where it goes. It seems to me, again, like another popularity contest.
Yeah.
I was here first, so follow me because I am who I am. Whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, good luck to everybody. Maybe I'll be into it one day too. But until then, I think the metaverse will be great for interaction of helping others, maybe tech support, maybe training on certain things. Entertainment, yay, but I see more educational value in it. I think that's where it's going to really accelerate in that side of things.
I could see that too, like you're saying, with training programs and things like that.
Imagine one day people come in here and be like, yo, man, how do I hook this up? Here we go.
Yeah, that'd be
cool.
very handy.
One day. You feeling better now? You got your V8 out, my friend.
It's a very small can.
Are you ready to...
I have the second one, and they have 4 more.
It's a very tiny hand.
Well, that's good to hear.
Very tiny can. I can...
One serving of vegetables.
You know what it looks like? His hand. Remember when they show Andre Giant holding a beer can? That's what it looks like, one of those beer cans.
It does. I couldn't even tell there was like anything in your hand.
There, right?
Yeah.
He's got the grip. right, you ready to tag team?
I mean, I could definitely ask Chris some would you rather if you want.
Yeah. I
don't know if they'd be audio related. I just go run.
I could throw a few.
Oh, of course, I know, but yeah,
I could start with the would you rather.
This, oh yeah, fine. Would you rather get rid of the? That was good. Would you rather get rid of the Beatles or Led Zeppelin?
Oh, Beatles or Led Zeppelin? Yeah. Oh man, I'm going to vary with people on this one, and I'd probably say
no.
I'd probably stick with the Beatles, man. So,
get rid of the Beatles?
No, stick.
You get rid of Led Zeppelin?
Yeah, I mean it's just choose one or the other. So I find myself listening to the Beatles the older I get more than Zeppelin. When I was younger, I listened to Zeppelin more, but
like Beatles, like they say it's rock
sort of
and roll.
Did this sort of thing. So,
they always say Beatles is rock and roll, but like maybe they're probably the first pretentious bullshit indie band.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'm a sucker for that.
No. I was just sitting there listening to National last night while drinking wine. I felt like it was. They went hand in hand.
So yeah, maybe went a little too hand in hand, huh?
Yeah.
No, just kidding.
A little too hand in hand. Yeah. I was just like, I am easy to find. I'm back here in my backyard. If anybody knows where I live, they'll figure me out real quick. I think these might be a little. All right. So another. I get. So. Obviously, we're going to be talking about some audio stuff. So,
yes.
I'm trying to think like of these are ones that I was just coming up at the top of my head on the way here too. Would you rather not have a computer to do anything on and just go old school of reel-to-reel tape, or just stick with how things are?
With how things are right now?
Yeah.
There's just too many advantages to how things are now, and you can always revert back and just, put the computer in the other room, or just, block it out if you need to. I mean,
the computers make it super convenient. So,
exactly. Especially, I don't know if you were talking about business in general, like bill of materials and tools and things like that.
I would. Yeah.
I would not want to keep that all analog for sure.
That's exactly what I was.
For music production, I'm down with that. But yeah.
No. Obviously, you and Justin were talking about how everything kind of just sounds the same now. It seems like that's probably why everybody's reverting back to what was popular 10 plus years ago. It's just because everything literally sounds the same. If you go through and look at the co-writes and all that stuff, or producers and everything, it's all the same person underneath most of it. So, Max, Max Martin did. Didn't he work on the new Weekend album? Yeah, he did the whole fucking thing. Yeah. So and I love that thing. As a good album. But all right, so
I heard you guys. I don't want to interrupt your flow here, but I heard you guys are working on a song for a video that you guys are doing. I heard a little clip. I thought it was pretty.
It is. It's so bad it's good.
Yes. So we should give a little backstory on this. Okay, so we had a customer who. They sent us an email through our customer service email, and they're like, "I thought you'd like to see how, your shipping company handles your packages." And it was just like a Ring video or something like that, a home security video. And the guy just walks up. He just looks like he just does not care about anything in his life, right? He's hating life, and he just throws it down.
We require signatures.
Yeah,
this guy did not give a shit he was like, I have my GED. I'm good. You know, that's what he was like. I just threw it.
Yeah. So, we've been thinking very hard for the last few weeks on what we can do to accompany this video we have. And I know Trevor and Justin have been working on this, carrying this torch here.
It is. There's a bunch of different ideas. Did a few different edits, and then one night, like I say, when I was in my zone, which is usually walking the dog, I messaged Justin. Oh, excuse me. I messaged Justin, and oh no, like it's just gas at this point.
Lucky us.
God, no, I just sent a text to Justin, being like, I keep going back to this Limp Bizkit song, Break Stuff, watching that video, and I think it would be really funny if we did a parody of that song, but just like the bridge area, where he just where he says, "Give me something to break," and in the song he says, "How about your effing face?" So
I think most people are familiar with the song.
Yeah. So you'd think I brought it up to my fiance. I brought it up to Heather, and she was just like, I don't remember that song at all. And I was like, how it was everywhere. I was like when you get angry or whatever at the gym or whatever, like yeah. But she was like, I'm not giving up the nookie, so I'm not going to worry about breaking stuff. So I was like, all right. So I came up on this, and I was just like, it's just one lyric change. I was just like, so give me something to break. How about your audio escape? And it just flew. So I sent it to Justin, and he was like, yes, absolutely. And honestly, we were just going to surprise you with it. But then I was like, I feel like I got to fill him in on it. Like, because it was just.
Well, I think we should, at some point debut this video here, on the podcast, when the time is right. I don't want to jump the gun on you guys. I don't want to add too much pressure.
No, there's not. Okay. There's no pressure at all. Actually, I think I may have thrown some pressure on Justin yesterday, just being like.
Vocals can come up some.
No, I mean.
He started being a diva with the production.
No, not at all. Because
my vocals need to be perfect on this.
No, Heather.
This parody song.
Heather was listening to it. She goes, "You can't hear your vocals or whatever," and I was like, "That's probably a good thing," because it's a style that I don't do. And she even brought that up when she was listening. She goes, "It doesn't really even sound like the way you sing at all," and I was just like, "It's not the way I sing at all."
To be fair, there's not really many people sing like that anymore at all. So.
Yeah.
Or whatever that, yeah.
Well, I told her Fred Durst had to be put in his place. Like, he has to know that he's not the only one that can, not try. And have a career, sir. That's probably a bad thing to say. Especially if he buys from us.
He'd probably agree.
Yeah, he's probably like, I released a song called Dad Vibes. Yeah, I know. So, which I don't know if you've listened to the new Limp Bizkit album, but it's not my style, but it is. It's something. It is something. It's not bad, but it's definitely
I'm out of the loop on this one. Yeah,
yeah, it's like in its own lane. It got dropped recently. Probably came out a little bit at the end of last year or something like that.
Huh.
Like October, November, or something like that. Yeah. So, I don't know. It was like their first album in a while. So, we put it on in the shed, and I think everybody forgot we were listening to it. But it was interesting. That's interesting. But yeah, no, it's okay. What was it? You guys were mentioning something, and you were like, "Oh, we're gonna have to get you to talk about that." Alabama.
Oh yeah, when you talk about Huntsville,
I do have a story about Alabama and why it's the scariest state I have ever played a show in. Which have you ever played Alabama?
Driven through it a lot. Yeah, we've driven through it on the way to various other states to play.
Yeah. So there's a place in Birmingham, Alabama called the Nick.
Talladega. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no, Talladega. No, there's a place in Birmingham, Alabama called the Nick. The Nick. It's an exclusive. All right, so Nirvana has played there. Jay's Addiction's played there. It does have a giant, good little background, but the place is very small. It's like a starter. Like it's before you hit anything. It's a bar.
It's before mid-level. Yeah. I guess.
So originally it was gonna be my whole band going, and everybody slowly dropped off the tour except for like in my band. They just couldn't make it, like, because it's either make money at work or don't make money and drive around playing shows, and I chose to do that. So they stayed behind, which meant it was a solo tour for me, except I was playing with other bands that were touring. I was just part of the bill. So like my fiance came with me, and we this place called the Nick in Birmingham, Alabama. And one, you need a membership. Like you have to be a part of their VIP to be in there. So
Play there?
well, they gave me a membership as like a lifetime membership just because I did play there. So I don't have to pay for anything, nothing like that. So I have a card that says the Nick, or whatever. But so they tell me, they're like, when we're sitting there and we're just waiting to play or whatever. And I was like, "What's there to do around here?" And they're just like, "Oh, you can hang out in the parking lot." And I was just like,
That's a great option.
I was like, all right, yeah, that's cool. Like, yeah, right there, looking over an overpass. I watched an accident happen on the overpass. So
lucky you. Yeah, that's great.
So I was like, oh, that's interesting, cool. And it's like the heart of winter, so like it's like super cold. And they're like, yeah, you can hang out front, or they're just like, whatever you do, just don't go behind here. And I'm like,
ominous warning.
I'm just like, what? They're like, yeah, just don't go behind here. And I was just
So
like,
that's gonna make you just want to go behind there.
and no, I was just like, why? They're like, well, see, like right behind us, that's where the projects start. And I was just like, oh, okay. And they're just like, and they like looked at me and they're like, you don't look like you belong in there. And I was just like, gotcha, whatever. So, so we're sitting there. My buddies are trying to sleep, all that stuff after the show, and like there's a wooded area right by there, and these people just come walking out of there. Just it's 3 a.m. in the morning, have you? And they just walk over to the van and knock on the window.
Oh, jeez.
And it's like, what? And then like roll out the window. It's like, yep. And they're like, they're like, hey man, you got a lighter? And just like, no. Oh my God. But it's just like, no. It's like, oh man, you sure? It's just like, yeah, we don't got a lighter. They roll up. He's like, oh, you want to go in the woods and smoke crack with us? Like, what? We're just like, gotta get the fuck out of here. This is no, I don't. No,
Not your scene.
I just no, not my scene at all. Like I tell everybody, do whatever you're gonna do. Just don't invite me to it. Like that's
In that case here, fucking
yeah, just don't invite me to it or whatever. But I'm
Price of admission, one lighter.
But oh my god, I used to carry brown lighters.
Because people didn't want to take them.
Well, yes, because nobody has a friggin' brown lighter, and nobody's gonna take the brown lighter. Nobody's like, I'm not gonna take the shit lighter. That's stupid.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a good idea.
Like, I used to do brown lighters, but like I don't know. Now I just don't really carry lighters, so I don't need them. But yeah, Alabama was super scary.
I got a would you rather. Would you rather have no wine or 2 bottles of wine?
You know, no one.
Right before you do a podcast.
Right before. So I
The
didn't.
night before you do a podcast.
Hours.
Yeah.
12:30.
Yeah.
Well, see, I sat there going like, oh, it's not until 2:00. I'll be fine.
He texted me. He's like, "We still saw it." I'm like, "Yep." He goes, "All right. Well, in that case, I may have to throw up." Real
So
quick."
I think so the answer is no?
No
bottles of wine.
I rather have no bottles of wine. I think I ruined wine for myself. I think I overdid it, and I don't really drink.
You'll have short-term memory loss with that. Don't worry.
I already have short-term
yeah.
memory loss. I already don't. I looked at Heather and I was just like, when did I come to bed?
We've all been there. You know.
I just like completely blacked out, and I call it time traveling because.
So we do want to wrap things up, but I do want to say we're going to be doing some more giveaways soon, and we'll have Sean on giving away the next item, as usual.
Are we teasing that?
Yeah, we had a t-shirt giveaway. That's right, in the last episode. So we're gonna carry on with some giveaways here. But yeah. But on behalf of the Sonic Truth, Audioscape, Trevor, all of us, peace out.
Chili sauce.
It's giveaway time.
Here at Audioscape Studios, my name's Sean, and I'm the operations manager here. So congratulations to Epic Gaming Geek. You are the proud new owner of an Audioscape mug,
It's an Orca mug too. Premium.
Audioscape t-shirt, and we will ask you your size. We've got a koozie and a new mouse pad. Congratulations.
All right. Yeah. Please tune in. Every show we'll be doing giveaways, whether it's products, merch packs like this. So stay tuned.
Awesome.